than a quick wit.
Put the microphone stand down. I ain't got me looking small out here. Don't nobody know the truth.
You can't even talk about black comedy without talking about Kevin Hart.
More than a superstar.
He's Little Swag on steroids.
Say it with your chest.
He's done some things that nobody else has ever done in this industry.
We sold a football stadium out tonight.
More than an icon.
I'm a clear example of taking advantage of moments that I had no idea would come.
Get fired on these bitches one time.
He's a visionary who transcends comedy.
He was one of the first guys who harnessed the power of social media to then turn it into big, big brand deals.
I'm the first actor entertainer to ever get a cross-training shoe.
A crossover superstar with a global audience.
He's literally the definition of the hardest working man in show business.
Outthinking, outworking, and outshining the competition.
I saw great people do great things, and I aspired to have a version of that for myself.
This is the story of Kevin Hart.
What we created spawned a whole generation.
Uncut, in your face.
That guy has got First show I fell in love with.
Good time.
Jefferson.
A movie star, that's rare.
Fresh new energy.
Multi-dimensional.
Unapologetic.
People want to see
You
it.
can't even talk about black comedy without
Def Comedy, Eddie Murphy. Kings of comedy.
Kevin Hart.
fundamental to the black culture. When I hear the name Kevin Hart, the first thing that comes to mind is endurance galore. Like, they're pushing the envelope, creating opportunity. Someone who, like, actively out loud says, oh, I'm looking out for my people, my friends.
I said, Kevin, do you want to come on the show? And he said, actually, I have like 6 friends I want to bring with me. Or 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. And I said, you know what, bring them.
When I think of Kevin Hart, definitely nonstop, that work ethic. He gives some of the best interviews and most insightful interviews you can get. He didn't hoard information. Some people, they make their way up and they keep information to themselves. Like, he just gives it away.
So many good things come with the commitment to understanding your financial world.
He gets so much credit for the things you say, but we forget about how funny he is.
If you were cooking a steak in the pan, and my dad bought it when he left, bitch, get the goddamn steak out the pan.
And they're not afraid to talk about some fucking very, very sensitive topics.
My dad was on drugs. I have no problem with being honest. It's the truth. Now, when I say drugs, people, I'm not talking about the soft stuff. I'm talking about cocaine. That's right. Smack, booger sugar, white girl. Got tons of names for it.
We get to see young Kevin trying to figure it out, newly married, goes through the divorce, has a new family, he's getting older, becoming great.
That's the new stuff.
Injuries, like, so we get to see Kevin Hart, megastar comedian, grow up before our eyes.
People, this is where I used to live right here, West Erie Avenue. In here was just, it was me, my brother, and my mom. So my mom kind of made that space work for her, put us in this environment, and did what she could. You know, she made the best of our living situation. She wanted me to stay away from the streets. She didn't want me in the streets. So, you know, I was kind of the guy with the mom. I was the mama's boy coming up.
The agreement that Kev had with his mother was he had entered a comedy competition and won. So he won 50 bucks. So in his mind, if I win every week, that's 200 bucks. I can live off 200 bucks. So he told his mom, because his mom worked at the University of Pennsylvania, which is an Ivy League school, so he had that available to him. So when he told his mother, as most people would, was like, being a comedian is not really a way to make a living.
Not realistic.
But if this is your dream, I'll give you 1 year, and if nothing happens in that 1 year, then let's start thinking about a more traditional career. And so he had the 1 year to make it work, so to speak, and I think that's the story of the legend.
Yeah. My mom come downstairs, she said, hey, I told you to keep it down. You don't run this house, I do, okay? With that being said, that's it. You're done. Go to bed. Smack me. Send me up to my room. Now, you know when you get smacked when you're a kid, you get hyped. When you get by yourself, you gonna smack me, bitch?
I think a lot of comics were influenced by Eddie Murphy and Eddie Murphy's like rock star status. Kevin is the workout embodiment of that. Kevin looked at what Eddie was doing and was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna be the new version of that in my own way.
Kevin, where we meet?
That's a good question. I want to say it has to be California. Early days of California. It has to be the comedy scene. Probably at the Laugh Factory first, but I think it was before then. In the early days, the only places that I was going was the Chocolate Sundays and it was the Monday nights at the Improv.
And it wasn't Fat Tuesdays that had become Tripping on Tuesdays.
Yes.
You know what my wife do? When she get mad, she start talking in the third person. And that's scary as hell, because that's her way of telling me that from this point on, she's not responsible for none of her actions.
It wasn't like I was just getting up at those places during that time. The hanging out in the early stages was there. But I want to say D-Ray introduction probably played a part in it as well, because D-Ray was who I knew.
Right.
And when I first came, that's who I was staying with. A lot of people don't know I stayed with D-Ray in the early days.
Let's talk about the early days of stand-up. You're coming from Philly. You come to LA, you're staying with D-Ray. Who was like the first big star you met?
The first big star? I think it was like the Chris Tucker encounter. I remember being at one of the Tuesday nights and Chris Tucker pulled up, Mercedes, the whole nine, and gave you the concept and idea of what a star in LA was. That was the moment where it was just like, wow, everybody's out here. By the way, you only see one person. Everybody's out here. This is nuts. And then I saw Eddie Murphy. Seeing the big people doing the thing that you love, that do it and have done it at the highest level, surpasses the idea of seeing your Denzel Washington.
Right, because these are the people you looked up to.
Yeah, like this, it's a difference. So me running into the elite actors of our time would not have made the same impact.
Right.
But seeing Chris Tucker, when Chris Tucker was Rush Hour and all of this stuff, it's like, that's the guy. Seeing Eddie Murphy, that's the guy. You know who I didn't see early on, and I was just like, wow, man, like, where is he? Martin. Martin was a guy.
Martin really wasn't in the clubs.
Martin didn't really, like, gravitate towards the comedy scene. He was a guy that's like, if you saw him, it was a big deal, but you didn't see him. So the ones that you did get to see, and Jamie Foxx was bubbling, of course, at that time. Meeting Fox, getting to hang with Fox in the early days, and going to Jamie's house and play basketball and stuff. Like, that's when it was just like, oh my God, this is the life. Like, this is why you gotta be here. Everybody's around everybody, and this is how it happens. So you kind of start to understand the importance of networking, et cetera, early on.
Because I remember you did Soul Plane. You were living here already, I know?
I was out here for Soul Plane.
We back on track right now. Let's talk about what actually brought you to Hollywood. Was it a project?
North Hollywood, Judd Apatow, pilot. Amy Poehler, Jason Segel, myself, Judge Reinhold.
When he's stubborn like
Maybe I should give her a little time out there. Then she'd know how good she has it.
Do it.
I came out, do an audition, got the audition. Everything, dude, it's weird. Like, I've just been really ignorant to like what's supposed to be hard. I was like, yeah, man, I got the pilot, so I'm just gonna move there.
Assuming that it would get picked up?
No, I don't know what I thought. I was like, I'm just gonna go.
My commercial on again.
I've seen it, Kevin.
And do you promise to love, honor, and share your beer with this woman?
That would be a no. What? Because I love Howard Tuesday. You can say that again.
Anytime's the right time.
I'm making money right now. I'm talking to you, and I'm making money at the same time because my commercial on. Come here, come make money with me.
I think the pilot paid me maybe $25,000, so I had 12 to 14.
Right.
I went out, I got an apartment, Poinsettia, in Hollywood, and I was like, all right, let's see what happens.
Did shit start happening quick?
No. It didn't start happening quick, but it was like, I'm here, so what now? I remember being on the stages, and I was like, oh, this is where they do all the stuff. And I was like, well, let's see if I can do more stuff. And then it was like getting the representation, and then meetings started to happen. And I remember there was a period where I just wasn't doing stand-up, and I was like going to the comedy club trying to figure it out. And I was like, I guess I gotta go on the road. So then I was like, booking road dates. So I was just going.
I remember doing the colleges for a while.
I was doing colleges heavy, so going in and out.
Nothing else. I don't want nobody taking none of this stuff too serious. I mean, nobody coming up to me after the show, talking about who's the funny one now. All that.
I was like, I could pay my rent. I guess I'll just figure it out as I figure it out. And then the weeks was all about meetings. Weekends were about college dates or whatever.
The worst time though when I got robbed by a cross-eyed man, that took the cake. Let me tell y'all why I'm mad that he robbed me. He got upset with me because I didn't know that he was robbing me, you know? He was cross-eyed. What the hell was I supposed to think?
First of all, incredible jacket.
Thank you, sir.
Let me know when you return it so I can borrow it. Rent it.
I love the
shoes.
shirt.
I look like I work for you.
No,
First of all, you don't need to be talking about nobody jacket with that ugly ass shirt you got on.
Jack's in the house.
I made up a joke. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
What did Dr. Dre say to 50 Cent after 50 Cent gave him a sweater?
What?
Gee, you knit?
NBA legend, rapper, actor, businessman.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shaquille O'Neal.
Which is a perfect intro to what we're here to talk about. Here with Leslie Small.
We're rolling. You are responsible for like half the memes all over the internet.
100%.
You shot that.
Yes, sir.
He is responsible. He did it.
Now, in 2009, there's a moment in what we call comedy history.
Yes.
Which was Shaq's All-Star Comedy Jam.
What's up, Phoenix? All-Star Weekend. How y'all feeling, man?
My dear friend Leslie Small directed the first episode. Who was on that first episode?
It was hosted by Cedric the Entertainer, Ari Spears, D-Ray Davis, Tommy Davidson, and Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart,
yes.
Right.
Pay attention, okay? I'm small, but I fucking know a lot of shit. Okay?
So how did the whole thing come about, Shaq?
I'm glad you asked. As you know, they had Def Comedy Jam.
Yeah.
I used to watch it all the time, and then there was nothing, right? Then everything was gone.
Yep.
And then I meet a gentleman by the name of Jeff Clanagan, and I meet this gentleman right here, Mr. Leslie Smalls, and we put something together. I realized that in order to be a great leader, you have to hire people that are smarter than you, and Leslie and Jeff are definitely in that business, so they put it together, and it worked.
Me and Shaq, we got together. We like, dog, we gonna do something for the weekend, you know. We like, say it, let's do this comedy thing. And I was like, all right. And he was like, cool. And I was like, damn, so you gonna say something? He was like, nah. You know, so that's how that went.
There's a lot of people who argue differently where Kevin Hart's career kind of got that boost.
Oh, it came from us.
Definitely. Kevin needs
all day, every day. And
Well,
you
Leslie,
know,
tell them the story of how Kevin ended up on this Shaq All-Star Comedy Jam.
So initially, Kevin wasn't on the show.
you don't think I know that?
Right. So what happened was, the way I remember it, Chris was on the show, and he got laryngitis.
It's showtime at the Phoenix Celebrity Theater. Let me just show you who's here, okay? There's Aries. There's Kevin. Going over to the director.
Hey, watch out.
Let's see what happens. Chris Spencer, Almost Famous Flaw.
And he called me and says, oh man, my voice is gone. And I was like, well, yo, what are we gonna do? Because we had sold the show as these all-stars, Chris, Cedric, and all these cats, right? And one of the guys said, oh, you should go get Kevin Hart. Now, I really wasn't familiar with Kevin Hart. And I was like, well, you know, I'm not really familiar with Kevin Hart. So I set up a meeting. So I went to, they were set in a hotel, went and I talked to him, and he was like, yeah, I could do this, boom, 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 right? And so we said, okay, we let him come out and open the show. Remember, he was the first act out, and he came out and he killed it. He smashed it. And so then we made him like almost like the headliner. We put him on the actual broadcast. We moved him to the back of the show because he was that strong.
I don't like women that dare a man to hit her for like 3 hours and then act surprised when he do it. I don't.
Had you heard of Kevin Hart before the Shaq Comedy All-Stars?
He was funny in the movies.
Right.
Damn! Hey, that's some plausible shit right there. You should blog about that. I'm gonna put that on MySpace. You do it then.
And I've been in many situations where you're funny over there, but once you get on that stage, if that first, second, or third joke don't hit, your ass is done.
Especially with black people.
Yes, you're done.
But then you see him do this stand-up. And
What struck out to you about his, not just necessarily material,
Right.
but what was it about Kevin Hart that
wasn't
struck
even
out?
his material, his presence.
Yes.
When he walked on a stage, he walked on stage like he controlled it, right? And then he did a bit on Shaq, and that was just like he went in on Shaq. I mean, he took the audience to a whole nother place. I tell you what, every comedian that came on after him probably did their best set ever because Kevin he put the bar way up that night.
Yeah, he did.
You know what he said to me when I was sitting next to my ex-wife? He said, Shaq, I know you eat ass.
Right.
Yes.
They discuss everything, and it come out on night like this. Like y'all out, y'all drinking, it's All-Star Weekend, you having a good time. This when the shit come out. I'm showing you how it come out. You get mad at her, you like, you know what, Shani, I can't stand when you come out, you get drunk, you fuck her tonight. She like, whatever, Shaq, at least I don't eat ass. You like, what? Listen, hey, look.
And I'm sitting there, and she's gone.
You be like, what? Eat ass? Oh, you don't eat ass? He don't eat ass. Hold up, whoa. You told him I eat ass? Everybody was talking. I didn't know it would come out. Now you gotta sit there with the you ate ass face. He's sitting there like this.
Well, that joke was probably one of the biggest laughs I've ever filmed.
Right.
When he said that thing about Shaq, I mean, the audience went. Yes. Shaq almost, I think you fell out your chair almost. Because it was so unexpected.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Oh, yeah.
So, of course, you bring it back up because you mad. You're like, hey, look, first of all, only time I ate your ass was on your birthday. No.
He was so dynamic to me when he was on stage. I did something with him I had never done before. And as at the end of it, if you go and watch the show, I put him in slow motion as he's walking off the stage.
Sure did.
Right? So as the thing is going, the audience is going, I just slowed everything down, right? And just let him take
He
that.
comes over,
Right.
he shakes Shaq's hand.
Absolutely.
Boom, 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 walks off.
And then it just slows down. And he said for him, when that happened, that made him feel like a superstar.
What you've done very well is collaborate with a lot of people, right? Will Ferrell,
And if you follow this guide and do exactly what I say, you will definitely survive in prison.
Josh Gad.
Here are some dance lessons. My mom said one day they'd come in handy. I doubt this is what she had in mind.
Ice Cube.
You want the hammer? Then go get the hammer. Okay, enough of that nastiness.
Why is that important to you?
We all know Kevin for comedy. That's how he started, in comedy. Then he does Paper Soldiers. It's a Damon Dash thing or whatever, right? And that hits. That's like that kind of kicks it off for him. I remember talking to him. Kevin's like, yeah, I'm about to take it to the next level. And then he's like, Soul Plane, Fool's Gold, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Crazy thing about 40-Year-Old Virgin?
What?
Not in the script. Romney brings him in, kills that scene.
Really?
Becomes one of the most iconic scenes of the movie.
This your boy?
Yeah, that's my boy, nigga. We rep the same smart tech.
You just got fucked up with him. Both y'all niggas gonna get clapped up when I get back. Both of y'all niggas.
What did I do?
It don't fucking matter.
I've seen him take one joke and make it into this brilliant story a million times.
My brother called me. He said, Kev, Uncle Richard Jr. just got home. I said, what? I'm on the first flight. I'll be there in the morning. I ain't seen him in 15 years. I gotta see him. I get there, my uncle in the middle of the living room floor. I'm hyped to see him. I'm like, Uncle Richard Jr., what up, baby? 15 years, that's a long time, man. How you been? Swear to God, that's what he said to me. Say it with your chest, little ass nigga.
Success is not an individual score chart, right? And I personally feel that the more success that you can share with others, the better position you put yourself in to do more, right?
Is that why you're doing some of the stuff with like Kai and these younger influencers?
I mean, you just have to understand, like, building a brand or building a fan base, it's work. And the work within the work, it's all about relationships. Me working with Will Ferrell is dope as hell. I think Will Ferrell is a comedy icon.
Absolutely.
Having a notch on my belt saying I shared the screen with Will Ferrell is amazing for me. But at the same time, Will Ferrell doing a project for me at that time in my career was great for Will.
Right.
You stabbed me! No, I didn't! Yes, you did! I told you don't freak out! You freaked out! God! Wait.
No, I'm okay.
Hold up.
It's just the wine.
I see all the wine.
I totally feel fine.
Oh, fuck! Me and Dwayne working together. It's a big thing. Dwayne is a big international star. I didn't have the big international audience. My domestic audience was huge. I could use some international help. Dwayne, that would be dope. And hey man, like this popularity that I have over here, hopefully it can add to your popularity here. And you know what? Let's find something dope to do together.
Show us your hands.
Drop your weapon! Do it now!
Man, Ice Cube, what you've done for comedians is great. I would love to be another comic that you worked with. I would love to be a part of the story of somebody else that was in that pipeline. And at the same time, I would love to duplicate some of the success you've already had, if not surpass it. Hey, you might want to step back a little bit. This thing got a little kick to it, okay? Freeze! You better stop before I put a hole in your back. Oh, you think it's a game? Oh, it's on now! Oh, shit!
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up, Robin?
What up, man?
Yeah, thank you for having me,
Yeah,
man.
man, it's gonna be fun. Let's do this.
Give it up for Robin Thicke.
Yes, baby.
Look at her.
Message to all you kids out there. You done messed around with the wrong gangster, mini gangster?
It's getting hot in here. When did you meet Kevin Hart?
Oh, such a great story. So I get asked to perform at Chris Paul's wedding, the famous basketball player. I go to the wedding, and Kevin is there, and I had just seen his special, and thought it was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen.
I throw a punch, punched him right in the face. Bam! Never hit nobody in the face before, so I was excited. I celebrated. I was like, yeah, bitch, you don't want it. Real niggas, all day. D-block, all day, by myself. Gun on my waist, smile on my face. In jail, one bed, one blanket. You wanna go night-night, nigga?
So I do my impression of Kevin for Kevin. On the block, holding it down, gun on my waist, straight face, not a game, one pillow, no pillowcase. So I did my impression for him, and then a month later I get a phone call. Kevin's doing a show called Real Husbands of Hollywood and wants to know if you want to be a part of the show. And I was like, hell yeah.
How did you get Kevin to sit down with me?
Simple. I told him Paula would be here. Yeah, dude's got a thing for your wife, man.
Oh, yeah, good luck with that, right?
I wouldn't worry about it. He hits on everybody's girl, so don't trip.
Should I say something about that?
Nah.
Okay. All right. That's crazy.
Hey, well, where's Paula at?
Sounds like y'all had a ton of fun doing Real Husbands of Hollywood.
Oh, one of my favorite experiences of my life.
You gotta let me know, what makes Kevin Hart a great collaborator?
Kevin is so present within the moment and within the scene that he can create comedy either off of you or from you or instead of you, or he can take over the scene, or he can wait for his moment and then take the scene in a completely different direction.
Nelly approached us about being a part of his workout video, and we thought it was a great idea, so we decided to invest in it. The only stipulation was that we didn't tell you about it, you know? But I think that you should...
Oh, damn! Did you have experience with improv before that show?
Well, I think just growing up, my beloved father, Alan Thicke, was an actor, but also comedic writer and a comedic producer. As my father's son, life was comedy. He was surrounded by comedians. He was writing comedy bits every night. It was either music or comedy in our house. I grew up on Black culture, Black comedy, Black music, BET, so for me to be able to work in that world and be on a show on BET, that was just the coolest thing in the world to me.
There he is. What's up, Rob?
Oh, look who it is.
I got a little something for you, man.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I got something for you, too. Hey, you got a little...
I was eating guacamole. Oh!
Muchas gracias, amigo. Who's ready to party?
You got world tours, stand-up, film.
Yeah.
You got 4 kids. Is it hard to balance it all?
I went to the Central Intelligence set where when Kevin was shooting with The Rock. He was a star by then. The thing that blew me away was Kevin was like, yo, let's knock this interview out because I got to get back in time in the morning for my workout. And I was like, well, where are you going? And I'll go out to dinner in Boston. He's like, no, I'm flying to DC to do a show. While he was shooting Central Intelligence, each and every night, he was getting on a private plane and flying out, doing a full comedy set, and then returning in time to work out in the morning and shoot that movie with The Rock. I have never seen anyone who loves the grind more.
God damn it, we sold a football stadium out tonight, so I need to hear that. I need to hear that.
What Now was the biggest tour he's ever put on, culminating in Lincoln Financial Field, a football field. 53,000 people, largest crowd at that point for a comedian in the States.
In my city, I made fucking history, goddammit. I'm in the record books, you hear me?
He's done some things that nobody else has ever done in this industry, whereas now we are seeing comedians go, hey man, I'm going to go to Dodger Stadium. Gabriel Iglesias Fluffy did that. And why did he do that? Because he saw Kevin do it and he says it. And now you see a lot of comedians going into these arenas because they go, it can happen because that guy broke the mold for me.
Good night. Peace.
Kevin Hart is a legend. Kevin Hart is an icon. He is doing stuff behind the scenes that we don't see. That is the dream, to be financially stable and be able to do comedy and entertainment when you want to, not because you have to. He's building that type of life for himself and his family.
I believe in having a lot of irons in the fire. And I also just like the way the world works. You have travel, you have home, you have food, and commerce around food and entertainment, right? But if you put yourself in a position to have businesses that check the boxes and all of those things, you have an opportunity to succeed. And when one thing falls down, you still have an opportunity to win. So in the space and place of commerce, I have alcohol. People love to drink. I hope people can associate my drink with a good time, and I hope my drink grows to be a global brand. Hard work tastes different. Fabletics, we're a great athleisure brand. Doesn't mean that we're trying to beat Nike or Reebok or Adidas or Puma. No, it's room for more.
Now go get it.
In real estate, people gotta live. All right, well, I made this money. I'm gonna go dump a bunch of it here, try to own a bunch of that. If any of this shit ever falls down, I got that, I guess, and I can bake something off of that. Okay, my family's got some stuff that we can attach to a generation. Man, entertainment is cool, but I don't want to be a work for hire because waiting on people to call me is stupid. I want to figure out how to create the shit, and if I create the shit, how do I own the shit? And if I can own the shit, well, then they gotta buy the shit.
This is quality material.
I just try to tap into the resources that always have an opportunity to grow.
You know what I find amazing is, with everything that you do, you still continue with your first love, which is stand-up.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, you can't let go of the thing that got you where you are. Because if the shit goes away, trying to get back to it would be the hardest thing ever.
Lesson number one that I learned is that whatever happens in Vegas does not stay in Vegas. Don't believe that shit.
The movie business doesn't hold a candle to live entertainment. Live entertainment, every night you go on stage, you are received by people who paid a ticket to come and see you.
Right. But that's Kevin Hart's stand-up star. Now you're the guy who can greenlight movies. That had to have boosted the sales of the tickets on the road.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the movies, great, right?
Right.
But the touring, Shaq's All-Star was the first bump. Okay, I'm in theaters. At Shaq's All-Star, oh, fuck. Theater is great. Oh, I get Think Like a Man. Think Like a Man, we out of theaters, we in arenas.
Got it.
All right, arenas are going great. Ride Along. Ride Along went national. Now I'm doing arenas overseas. Wow, man, this is cool. All right, Central Intelligence. Holy shit. Now I'm doing 3, 4, 5 shows. I remember in New York, we did 3 at the Garden, 2 at Barclays, 3 at New Jersey. We probably did like 250,000 people over a period of time in this like 9-day run between New York, New Jersey, and general. And it was like, it was nuts.
I know I'm in fucking Madison Square Garden. This bitch sold out. Y'all better make some fucking noise.
There was so many people, but all the tickets were selling out so fast.
Right.
By the way, they don't sell out like that anymore. It's different. No, they still sell out, but it's just not like what it was then. Like back then, it was like tickets on sale. Boom, we're there. Now it's like tickets on. All right. What's the date? How far out are we?
Should we add Kendrick?
All right, we need a push.
Should we put Kendrick
Yeah,
on board?
let's do a little push.
All right, let me do a video.
All right, there you go. All right, we there. All right, okay. Like,
Right.
Like now, I gotta check the counts like 5 times a week. Hey, man, wait, what's going on in Cincinnati?
Racist.
Did something drop about me in Cincinnati? Why is like how big is this place? All right, we're good. Took a second. They a little late market. He starts saying shit like that.
Right.
I've been doing it for fucking.
I must have just been there.
I've been doing it for 30 years.
Lying will ruin your goddamn life. Lying ruined my marriage. True shit, sweetie. Lying ruined my goddamn marriage. That's a lie. I cheated. Let's talk about it, though. Let's figure it out. Don't judge me.
I've been selling out shows for the last fucking 14 years.
Right.
If I get wind that these tickets have slowed up, if you think that I'm gonna be the guy that comes out, hey man, I appreciate y'all for still fucking with me. Y'all my real people. I don't know why they gotta cut this off.
Hey, y'all come down
here. Everybody come down.
Joey, tell them to come down here.
Seriously. Because for real, I don't need this shit.
I'm a club dude anyway.
I get a deuces so fast. So that's one thing that I'm very conscious about. That I'm extremely lucky. And fortunate that people have come out in droves and like over the course of time.
New York, it's been real. My name is Kev Hart. I fucking love y'all, man.
No matter how big you get, you still have to work and perfect the craft and the skill of stand-up. And that is exactly what he does. He still takes time to go to these little hole in the walls and work his material.
Kevin Hart, everybody. The question is, when he first said Kevin Hart, who the fuck do y'all think he was talking about?
Kevin was the first one to be on the internet to ride that wave up.
All right.
We put a great product in front of the people, you're gonna shoot up fast with the internet.
Kevin Hart.
He's doing these internet sketches before Kai Cenat, before anybody was doing it. He's the first one doing it, but then the added stand-up and movies is all 3 mediums. That's still the formula to today.
Get the weights up.
Ready?
Okay.
All right, so Kevin Hart is in shape because of you, boss, right? So I thought it was important. I mean, I'm already in shape, but I kind of wanted to get an idea of what Kevin Hart does.
Run, boss, Eveline, my trainer.
We're gonna challenge you at home. You're gonna curl 7. I have a job to do to make you better and give you good energy.
We want you to move.
Yeah.
We want you to be better.
Squat. Stand up. Row. Stop hunching over. Keep your chest up. Good job. That's cool. I think we should go have the conversation. Thank you.
I don't like you.
You don't have to like me, but you gotta love me.
What was that last thing we did?
A squat row. Squat row, cable squat row. But it was good. You did good. I'm proud of you.
You proud of me?
Yeah.
That I did 3? Thanks.
You did enough. You did enough to understand exactly what we accomplish in the gym. It's a mindset, though. It's not just exercise. The conversation, the brotherhood. I've been working with Kev for 11 years now, so giving you a bird's eye view of kind of exactly what we do.
Right now, it's time to do the stuff that I know how to do due to the service of this guy, my trainer, Ronald Boss Everline. We're giving you some tips. Thanks for you to take it home. Boss, what are we doing today?
Today, we're gonna go through a 4-minute core exercise, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest.
Okay.
What happens when you guys are in the gym and you're working out and there's something he can't do?
Kev, if it's something he can't do, he either says it's stupid. You just made up some stupid shit.
He's trying to make a bunch of excuses why he
I'm
don't want to
not
do.
making no excuses. You can kiss my ass. You're gonna
Are you
show
not
it.
gonna demonstrate for?
I am not doing a goddamn thing.
He gotta insult you. Oh, why the hell I'm doing that? Or he'll go football, man. He'll go the crazy person, and I'm like, bro,
This is not the crazy person. I'm just doing some shit that needs to challenge yourself.
So that shit we see on TV is him without no cameras.
Me and him argue all the time. And I'm like, bro, it's been 11 years. At this point, you've been in the best shape of your life. Just get with the program. I'm not buying the bullshit.
Let's go.
Clock has started, and I'm ready.
15, 20,
5,
25,
6, 7, 8.
You did not ask me what I count.
8. Gym truly has become our golf. You know what I mean? Like, that's really what it is. The gym is like a mandatory thing in our life. Like, we cannot miss it. It's been another episode of What the Fit. I'm Ron Boss Everline. That's Kevin Hart. And we just gave you a great exercise to do at home. Exercise this. Woo. Thank you. No, I'm out.
Ow!
At some of the biggest moments in his life, when he's accomplished certain things, we went to the gym. And when there was the down moments in his life, we went to the gym. And that was a place that we were safe.
Let's talk about some of those down times. Let's talk about the race.
The race was absolutely insane. That was here, August, on my birthday. One of my guys, Stephen Ridley, played Super Bowl.
Right.
He's here. And I gas it up, Kev. Hey, I think you can smoke him. Now, mind me, Kev is fast.
Yes, sure.
You know what I mean? So I'm genuinely thinking it'll be a good race. And it was.
Me and Steven, we got into a little debate. This debate was based off of who was faster. Those that know me know I'm pretty fast. Steven said, Kev, ain't no way you gonna beat me. Steven is an ex-NFL running back, played for the New England Patriots. Very good guy. I said, Steve, you can bet it. He said, bet. I said, bet. We get out there, we go run the 40-year-old dash.
He like, bet, I got him. First run. Cool. They go back for the double time. Next thing you know, I'm recording. Man, Steven and Kev on race 2, they running. Next thing you know, you ever saw that movie, Ricky?
Boys in the Hood.
That's exactly what you saw. Kev was laying on the ground. He said, scoop me up like ice cream. I can't stand up. I'm like, bro, what? He goes, somebody go get my wife. I gotta go to the hospital.
Guys, I blew all my shit. Tore my lower abdomen, my abductors are torn. I don't even know what that is, but I tore them. I tore those too. I can't walk.
When we saw the videos of him in the wheelchair, we were like, yeah, right.
Nah.
And then we saw another video in the wheelchair and another one. It was like, okay, this.
No, we were still going to like events and stuff, and Kev was having to be in a wheelchair. And you know, do you not know how difficult that is for Kev to be a handicap? He could not do what he wanted to do. Like, that was so difficult. And you know, that was humble Kev, like, just give me a second. You know, he had to be humble, but ultimately fought back, but it took a while. This took a very long time. It took him about 6 months to actually heal. You gotta remember, they went and put a rod in his back, right? Versus actual muscles tearing, and you needed time to heal. It was more your body. You know, that was one of the things. And so now he's back to running sprints. It's back to normal. But, you know, got all the people around us to kind of keep him around, making sure that we got the right doctors, right therapists to kind of, you know, get him back on point. And he's back like we never lost anything.
Never again. Never again.
You know, Kev is who he says he is. He spends time with his family. He wants his family to be around. You see Kev with different people, but Kev isn't like, let me go be with the next celebrity on vacation versus his true, authentic friends and brotherhood. And that's really what we built. Kev has become family.
This is a legendary moment on our Irresponsible tour. We've been touring now for about 7 years, and the fact that we are going out the country and doing these type of numbers is unreal. It doesn't happen with us. It happens with you and your support, so we love you. Thank you guys so much for tonight. We appreciate you.
Not only is he an outstanding comedian, he's a successful businessman, entrepreneur, mogul. He has a whole enterprise. This all developed from him watching and learning the industry and being a pioneer of, this is where the industry is headed. Kev won't get the full credit for what he's done in this industry until he's not there anymore.
When you talk about the history of black comedy, where does he fit in black comedy?
You can't even talk about black comedy without talking about Kevin Hart. That has to come up in the conversation. I would say he's like the upper echelons of black comedy because he is the highest paid, like I believe one of the highest paid comedians in the world.
It's like Shuggy Duggy than Kevin.
Yeah. Nah, he has multi-$100-million years.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
that's crazy.
just on the tours. That's not even including the movies.
Yeah. He was the first since Eddie I saw that reached rock star status, where Kevin Hart it seems like you just want to be in the Kevin Hart business the same way you wanted to be in the Eddie Murphy business. You didn't care what they were doing. If their name was attached to it, it was like, I got to check that out.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Where Seinfeld kind of alluded to at the Mark Twain Prize. It's like, whatever he's in, I want to see it.
People go, what are you watching? You go, I don't know, but Kevin Hart is in it. And that person sits down next to you and goes, okay, I want to watch it too.
I know I have him on the Mount Rushmore of today. I think he's top 10 all time of all comedians.
Kevin is one of the greatest comedians I've ever seen. And Kevin is one of the greatest men that I've ever known. Hello, Jerry.
I was blessed enough to be invited to his Mark Twain Prize and his Lifetime Achievement Award. And it was just an incredible night. Chappelle was there, Seinfeld was there, Rock. And for me, he's an inspiration to me, you know, daily. I mean, the way he gets everything done, the effort that he makes for his family, for his community. He's a leader for this generation.
Please make some noise for the most recent recipient of the Mark Twain Prize, Kevin Hart. Let's go.
So let's talk about Kevin Hart's legacy, which kind of culminated nicely with you receiving the Mark Twain Prize, the highest award given to a comedian. Tell us about that experience.
Award's great, dope, right? The best piece to it is seeing your coworkers, your friends come out and go, we want to celebrate you.
Right.
The
And you got them
awards
from all levels. I mean, you had Nick, you had JB, you had Chelsea, you had
Jerry, Dave, Chris, like the awards are great. Right. But I'm not in the business for the award. I'm in a business because I saw great people do great things, and I aspired to have a version of that for myself. I fell in love with the idea of comedy, and falling in love with the idea of comedy made me say, oh my God, I'm in love with something that I can do for the rest of my life. That's the win. I'm just a talent that's extremely blessed to do what I do and work with the people I work with. And I get the opportunity to provide content for all. That's an amazing thing for me. Being a universal appeal, that's the move. I'm not in it for one specific group or side of person. I'm in it for all. My job is to try to make people happy. So if I can make everybody happy and I walk away from the game and people go, hey man, that dude made me happy. Or I had a moment that I can resonate with, I won. And if my kids can look at it and be proud of the things that their father was able to do, I won. I don't want to get too emotional, but my emotions simply come from a format of, I'm not supposed to be here. So when you get here, and you're an example that you can be here, you're just fucking what the dream is about. My dream is real, and my dream doesn't stop today. My dream is amplified more. I'm a fucking clear example of like taking advantage of moments that I had no idea would come. But after I saw them, I seized them. After seizing them, I created more versions of them. Step, double, repeat. And that's my legacy is full of seizable moments. I'm a battleship.
Philadelphia, my name is Kevin Hart. Thank you. Thank you. God damn it, thank you. I love y'all. Thank you, man. Thank you. From the top of this goddamn stadium to the bottom, thank you.